Today we're talking about Governor Greg Abbott of Texas. This dumb fucking redneck. I'm sorry. Hold on a minute. I'm in trouble with TikTok, so I have to mind my P's and Q's. This alleged dumb fucking redneck is in his second or third term. I don't know why people keep reelecting him. It baffles me. But he has decided that the state of Texas, in all of their state level government buildings, so anything that is run by the state government, will no longer champion DEI programs. This is also Greg Abbott. I'm intentionally sitting here letting you sit with this because I'm sure you are completely awash in the fucking stupidity here, right? Like, you get this. You get how dumb this is. Let's dive in further. So yes, Greg has been a wheelchair user, from what I understand, it's been most of his adult life, right? I think he was jogging, lightning, tree, fall, disabled, something. The American with Disabilities Act requires all buildings, all public buildings, to have access for wheelchair users. So the ramp he goes up every morning, the parking space he gets, the elevators, the lower drinking fountains, the buttons you push on the door that open them automatically, the bathroom stalls, like all public spaces are accommodated for somebody like Greg, who's a wheelchair user. They're accommodated based on federal law. You're required to do that. That is completely different than DEI. DEI is not a law. It is a set of behaviors. It's a cultural infusion of all different types of people in your workplace. And the reason it's important, or the reason you have them, is so that your employees learn to infuse and respect, engage with others who are different than them. That's all it is. When you have a healthy DEI culture, there's a lot of things that happen in your workplace. It cuts down on absenteeism. That's huge. It mitigates turnover. So it reduces the number of people who quit on you. They stay longer. It increases employee engagement. So people like their workplace more. Now, if you can't do the most basic math, if people are showing up on time, if people aren't quitting on you, and people love where they work, guess what it does for your business? Happy, engaged employees are going to sell more. They're going to work harder. They're going to be more reliable. Your business is going to do better because you accept people's differences, because you've created a culture. There's a reason that Costco is saying, no, we're going to continue to accept DEI, because the CEO of Costco actually knows what DEI is. And so he's fighting against a bunch of fucking rubes in the government who have no concept. But he's thinking, I'm in it for the business, and I have to give back to the shareholders and the customer. I have to guarantee that my business thrives. And I'm smart enough to know that DE&I programs in the workplace help a business succeed. In a market economy, I cannot figure out why our government wants every business to fucking crash. If your company is successful, the economy will thrive, and that's better for all of us. Our well-being as a community goes way up. For our government to say we don't support that, it's that they don't like anybody who's different. And they don't want to embrace anybody who's different. There's certain members of our government right now that are running around, DEI, DEI. Do you remember when they used to yell about CRT? They didn't know what that one was either. They thought it was kids were being taught racism stuff in school. They had no idea what it was, and they couldn't be bothered to fucking Google it. And then they all ran out, and all the states, like there's so many states that have anti-CRT laws on the books. When you walk into a state house and you're like, I'm making a law right here. CRT will not be taught in K through 12. It never was. That's just about as dumb as you walking in as a state legislator and be like, I'm passing a law today. The moon is not made of cheese. Who the hell thought it was? They're legislating against problems that don't exist. And I will make another video about CRT because maybe today you're going to get 2 rants for the price of 1. It got so diluted and twisted and just like corrupted for a talking point. And that's what they're doing to DEI. DEI in the workplace will allow someone like me to work with someone like Greg and treat him as if he's absolutely no different than me, an able-bodied person. Now, the ADA and different laws, there's all kinds of discrimination laws that protect Greg in the workplace, right? We can't cut him out of meetings. We can't exclude him. We can't push him down the stairs. There's other things we cannot do legally. But culturally, you want to teach your people that Greg, even though maybe his legs don't work, his brain sure does, and he should be an active part of the team. And that his work product is probably every bit as good as anybody else's at the table. And so we should welcome him and we should embrace him. And we should go as far as to learn what maybe he has different needs than we do. So if I'm a boss who's scheduling meetings, and I realize that Greg, maybe for example, I'm going to say this, maybe he might need to take extra bathroom breaks. So if I'm going to plan a meeting and I know that Greg is in my meeting, I will make arrangements to have breaks or make it easy for him, set the standard ahead. Just if any of you have to get up and go to the restroom or go grab some coffee, please feel free, come and go, loose environment. I don't set a standard that would make him feel excluded. When he comes into the break room, which is not a public area, and he wants to come have lunch with me, but the table is surrounded by chairs and he can't get to it, me getting up and moving the chairs out of the way and saying, here, Greg, let me make room for you. There's nothing wrong with it. It's called being human. And those two marbles they have rolling around in their heads are crashing into each other because they have no concept what they're doing.